if I have skipped or missed anyone, then it's possibly I don't know. Hope you have started solving.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Little bit though, but you still start doing. Anyway, let's go to the concept. We'll start. Okay. Now just answer me. I'll start with the concept of an array. What is it?
So different data are stacked up together with same data type.
Okay.
Contiguous block of memory, continuous block of memory.
Yes. So my address is to you that whenever you are going to read any concept, whether it is C++ or Java, data structure or digital electronics or PS, you please try to understand what is the concept behind it. Definition, what is it? We used to say this is the definition. We stick to the definition clearly. Then why is it? Why is it? Why you are going to read an array? And how is it? How to declare it? Syntax. We'll read about the syntax. Advantage is your, why is it? Implementation, maybe piece of a code. Okay, coding may be justification in any language or mathematical expressions or whatever, or an algorithm or a pseudocode. It can be anything. We will write a piece of code in C++. You can write in C. You can write an algorithm. Okay, anything you can write. How to implement it, approach to solve it. Anyway, whenever we think of an array, now answer me, before array, whether you are not able to solve any program. Yes, you are able to solve programs. Then why then why you switched to array?
Sir, so that if
So
store
the
more
work simpler,
number.
easier, more number of like data types saved in was.
Okay, okay, it is easily accessible to you. Okay, good. So easy access under one common variable name. Okay, good.
Yes,
For
sir.
that you are ready. So what is the definition? Someone will ask you, what is it? What is the definition?
Array is a collection of same type of
block of
storage in a
memory that
continuous
stores
memory
the
location.
same kind of data.
Okay. So we can say it is a array is a data type. Array is a data type to store similar type of elements. Okay, homogeneous. Okay, homogeneous elements in one common variable name. Homogeneous or similar elements, homogeneous and common variable name. Because of these two things, you got some advantage. Second point. In the definition, the second point answer is also hidden. That to store homogeneous, how to understand? If I give a question to store, assume one subject mark M, you have taken a variable name M. If I give two subject marks, 2. If I give 3 subject marks M3, you can take A, B, C. You can take mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, whatever. Different identifier names you can take. If the question is modified, now you store 30. Instead of a 3, you store 30. What will you do? Very difficult. Very difficult to take this. So the solution started is an array. That instead of this, we will switch to the concept of an array. which can store, if it is all of integer types, all int type, then instead of giving separate different identifier names, can I give a common name? That's important. So that is very, very important. That is a requirement of a common name. I'm giving a common name to them. Okay, generic common name array. Instead of that, we will write it. So what is it? It's a data type. Data type derived from basic type, integer type, floating point type, and a character type. These are basic type or not? Basic.
Yes, sir.
From this basic type, you derive. So array is sometimes also called derived data type. Why it is called derived user defined type? Because user will say how much number of locations you want to reserve, how many number of locations you want to allocate. You will identify, you will say the compile, then only it will reserve user defined data type, derived data type from some basic type we used to create. So what advantage you will have? Accessibility and code complexity. What will happen? Instead of writing, if I will write printf enter the value and do a scanf instruction, if I want to give percentile d for 3 marks, m1, comma, m2, comma, m3, somehow it is okay to me. But if this goes to 30 marks, 30 inputs, or maybe beyond that, then possibly it is very complex and difficult for me to evaluate and manipulate accordingly. And how can I achieve it? It's not required. Then I can use an array where I can get the help by using a loop, combining the feature of a looping scenario and array. I will easily do my task. So accessibility, coding approach, complexity of the writing the code, lengthier code became easy by using an array. So gradually we switched to use the concept of an array. That's why an array is created. How is it? You create data type, identifier name, then you mention the size within the dimension. Single dimension, it may be double dimension, it may be multi-dimension accordingly. Okay, identifier. Example, we take an example. What you write? Int ARR of 5. All of you, I think, must be familiar with this kind of instruction. I'm coming to write a piece of code in a C++ Java kind of language. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Int is the keyword for the data type integer. ARR is my identifier. It's a single dimensional array with a size 5. Okay, so by writing this one line, so far whether you have understood the discussion or not, are you feeling any complexity? You please raise the issue. Comfortable so far on the
Yes, sir.
discussion?
Comfortable. Yes, sir.
Now, very important question asked in some of the interviews, that if you try to create an array of this much of dimension and size, then what's happening in memory? What is happening in memory? What is the compiler is doing? Now, compiler is computing 5 and int. Okay, size of int into 5. This is being calculated. Because of this one line, this size is computed. Total bytes is tried to compute. Assume it is consuming 4 bytes in an operating system, depending from platform to platform. If assume it one integer is consuming 4 bytes from memory, then there is a requirement of 20 bytes. Capital B. B लिखेंगे तो क्या होगा? Bits. 20 B means what? Bytes. You know these concepts: byte, bit, kilobyte, megabyte,
Yes,
gigabyte. Okay. 20 bytes from memory will be occupied. Now, when 20 bytes from memory will be occupied, how it will be occupied from the memory pool? Contiguously. Someone answered that contiguously. RA memory allocation is contiguous in nature. RA memory allocation is contiguous in nature, not continuous. Do you know the meaning of continuous and contiguous? Yes or no? Yes.
No, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Okay,
contiguous
answer.
meaning linear has to be in a sequence.
Sequence. Okay, sequence can be in continuous also. Anything? Yes, Divas.
Linear sequence.
Linear
After
sequence.
fifth double. After like.
Yes, Shivam.
So consecutive, like one after the other, it's like done.
Yes, one after the other. Anything? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Answered. Okay, I am giving you one example, real time example. Cinema देखने गए कभी movie? अरे movie
Yes, sir.
देखियो क्या?
बहुत बार sir.
मैं साल में एक बार जाता हूँ कि नहीं जा पाता हूँ. चलो ठीक है. Screen this site. I used to book in Book My Show. वो convenience fee ले लेता है हमसे. चलो ठीक है. What are these seats? Row number A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In a movie booking app, normally we used to get some way this kind of diagrams. Yes, agreed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Answer me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are continuous sequence numbers or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. They are
sir.
continuous.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is continuous or not?
So
Yes, sir.
continuous.
Yes.
Third question. 4, 5, 6 is
No,
continuous
sir.
or
Not continuous.
not continuous? Huh?
Continuous, sir.
Five and
Continuous.
Sir, it is
Five and
continuous
six
but not contiguous.
4, 5, 6 are continuous.
But 5 and 6 is not contiguous.
Okay, but not contiguous. Do you have understood now this example?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Possibly,
then how
yes,
do you
yes.
sir, then how do you convert the situation in case of RAM memory?
RAM memory.
हाँ,
Whenever-
जो array हम declare करेंगे उस समय इसको हम कैसे imagine करेंगे?
Yes, yes, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. I'm coming to your answer. Not contiguous. So whenever you want to book a ticket, possibly you may or may not book a ticket when there is a requirement of 3 number of seats. Available is which one, you know? 2 available, 3 available, okay, 5 available, 6 available, okay, 8 available. Your requirement is 3. Available status is showing 5 available. Requirement is 3. So possibly you may book or you may not book because it is a movie. Last day, last show, Bahubali 3. Bahubali 3, last day, last show. Requirement 3, available 5. This is important. You are reading data structure, no? Coding start हुआ कि नहीं algorithm data structure में?
Not yet, sir.
Not there. The theory piece is going on right now.
Link list शुरू नहीं हुआ.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Dynamic memory allocation शुरू नहीं हुआ.
Dynamic.
वो हो
theory
गया.
part is done a bit. Yes, sir.
तो बस थ्योरी चल रहा है अभी.
Who is your teacher?
Nachiketa, sir.
नचिकेता तरफ से.
Very good teacher. Okay. So requirement is 3. Available 5. Possibly you may book, you may not book. That is your choice. चलो कहीं पे भी बैठ के movie देख ले. I am giving. No, this example is understood because 4, 5, 6 are not contiguous because there is in between such a space which is unallocable. ना कभी ऐसा होता है आपने 4, 5, 6 इफ यू हैव रिजर्व्ड 4, 5, 6 आप बोलोगे कि नहीं हम 4 लोग जाएंगे यहाँ पे भी कोई बैठ के देखेगा. दिस बिलोंग्स टू मी. आई एम ए कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियर. 4 to 6 इज माय पोजीशन. उस बीच में जो आएगा हम बैठेंगे. नो इट्स नॉट अलाउड. नो दैट इज अ स्पेस गिवन टू वॉक थ्रू. यू कैन नॉट ऑक्युपाई दैट स्पेस अनअलोकेबल. दिस इज अ रोड. Now this is my plot number 1, plot number 2. roadside plot, very demand, roadside corner plot. Your requirement is 1000 square feet or 800 square feet. Okay, plots are available like this. Okay. Now plot number 1, plot number 2, plot number 3 are available like this. Will you buy these 2 plots and make a foot over bridge for your house?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Plot number 1, plot number 2 are in continuous plotting numbering scheme, back to back, linear, one after the other. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They are not contiguous. You cannot allocate. You cannot purchase such a plot. Available is 1300 square feet. Requirement is 900 or 1000 square feet, but there is no such plot which is contiguously available. So you will return no. In a program, this is null pointer assignment. So what will happen whenever if I will write int ARR of 1 lakh? Possibly you have never written such kind of code. Okay.
No,
So
sir.
1 lakh integer, I have never written. No, 1 lakh integer. Why you think that my system, my computer, I will write 1 crore. 1 crore likha ki nahi? 1 crore. 1 crore integers I will reserve. But what will happen? Contiguously it will try to compute. Okay, if it is 4 bytes, 4 into 1 crore, 4 crore bytes. कभी सुना ऐसा वर्ड कंप्यूटर साइंस में 4 crore byte? ऐसा बोला किसी ने कभी आपको?
No, sir.
No, sir.
एग्जाम्पल में 4 CRB, 4 CRB contiguously. Possibly it may find, it may not find. If not found, it returns null. It cannot automatically do the management. Okay. There may be more than this memory available, but if contiguously not available, it will return null. So a good programmer, Sabit enable, will go and join an industry and being a developer, it is always checked. If available, then go to the next. Else raise that not available, unavailable, unallocable. Everywhere you'll find such kind of better approach of coding is being written. If you maintain that, then possibly you will be getting more weightage. That how will you write an approach for or else it's meaningless. Memory is not available, your code will not run at all. You think that your code is okay, no error, every syntax is fine. No, it's not. Okay, so that's the problem. Next, if it is a problem, then what is this solution? Memory is available but contiguously not available. But anyway, this is the concept of an array. Another thing, if coming back to my previous example, that if I had written int ARR of 5, assume 20 bytes contiguously found, this address is written to array name, and there are as if the partition sections we normally use to name it as ARR of 0, ARR 1, ARR 2. You know this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Array size is n. Visiting starts from 0 to who?
N-1.
N-1.
0 to n-1. Now, can you directly print the last element? Directly last element.
Yes, sir.
What is your printf
Yes, sir.
statement? Printf.
So printf ARR N-1, or if n is inputted, then or like.
Okay. Last.
Also only
Okay. ARR n-1 is allocated. Definitely. To you, because array size is n, you are allocated with n-1, 0 to n-1, you can directly print, you can directly fetch, you can find whatever. You can alter. अगर मैं आपको क्वेश्चन दूंगा इंडेक्स पोजीशन 2 और इंडेक्स पोजीशन 3 को स्वैप करना है, स्वैप these two. Easily you can do or not. 3 lines of code.
Yes, sir. Or
Yes, sir.
new variable will create
Hmm.
and
You
swap the
can,
values.
you can easily swap direct access, easy access. You can run a loop for I equals to 0, I less than 5, size, I plus plus, this may be n, and then you can write scanf, format specifier is integer percentage di, ampersand arr of I. Is this the code or not? Going to the coding concept, yes or no?
Yes, sir. The input
Yes,
code.
sir.
Sir.
One, yeah, 2 lines. If it would have been an example of a M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, how complex the writing skill, coding, very difficult, and accessibility, difficult. Please note these difficulties. If you understand these difficulties, it will be very, very easy for you to understand the dynamic memory allocation and the data structure. Else you'll always be in a dilemma that why I am reading data structure, why I am reading a linked list. I can easily solve this program. Problem को समझिए, solution वहीं से मिलेगी. Okay, so this is the advantage. So what is an array? It is a data type derived from the basic type used to store the elements of similar type under one common variable name. हर एक word आपको समझ में आया? Used to store the homogeneous elements under one common variable name. Common variable name का नाम क्या है यहाँ पे? ARR. Instead of ABCD, MN, M2, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, or whatever common name. And what is created? Now the compiler at the backend tries to compute the required memory bytes contiguously from a memory pool. What do you mean by contiguously? And there must not be any unallocable space in between. All the space must, if not, then what? Then it returns null. Now, if an example is this, it tries to reserve this much of bytes, array size is n, visiting starts from 0, 1 to up to n minus 1. As we know this, then accessibility became easier. Okay, we can access any location at any point of time. We can do the manipulations directly, no problem. Okay, so this is the advantage. And how to implement it? Now, data type, array name, size, and dimension. The array size should be a positive integral constant. It cannot be 0, it cannot be negative. Okay, it cannot be 0. कभी सुना है मुझे my roll number is -1. सुना है roll number is -1?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
और 0 roll number, किसका roll number 0 है? ऐसा कोई है जिसका roll number 0?
No, sir. No, sir.
नाम सुना, ऐसा नाम सुना? My name is absent Kumar Misra. कोई है absent Kumar Misra?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
What is your name? Absent. गड़बड़ है? नहीं. My plot number is -2/3. My plot number is 2.3345. No such examples are implemented. There is a convenient numbering scheme, so which RSI should be positive integral constant, and it cannot be negative, it cannot be 0, it cannot be fractional, like this. Anyway, these are different things. So what will happen? It is trying to reach out. Then what is the disadvantage? जहाँ पे definition, वहीं पे advantage, वहीं पे disadvantage. Maximum चीजों पे आप देखें. It is used to store the elements of which type?
Same time, homogeneous type.
Same time.
Homogeneous. So your accessibility become easier. But can it store heterogeneous?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, it cannot store. It can only store homogeneous. Okay, it cannot store heterogeneous elements of different type: integer, character, float, double, okay, string. All these are not possible. No? Okay, heterogeneous. So who can store heterogeneous?
Structure.
Structure.
Class.
Class. Yes, we'll read that class concept because traditional C is limited to this. C++ will begin after this with class. That's why this is my approach to teach you, so that you can understand that where you are, why you are reading, what is your approach, where you faced a problem. Homogeneous. Another example, you have booked consecutive contiguous seats. to watch a movie. Rows, first row A, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Even if there are some other seats also, not necessarily there is a path in between. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have booked this. Now, whenever you are booked the ticket and you want to go and watch a movie, some of your friends catch you. They caught you actually, and they so asked you, where are you going? Where are you going? You told them we are going to watch the movie last day, last show. Harry Potter. Okay, correct. Now they ask you, no, we will also go with you. हमें छोड़ के तुम कहाँ, तुम जहाँ हम वहाँ, चलो चलें साथ साथ. Can you give a guarantee that for 4 more persons, seat number 7, 8, 9, 10 in contiguous will be available and will be allocated to you?
So not sure.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Problem understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Second scenario. Can you deallocate all these 4 seats and find fresh 8 seats?
Yes, sir.
May or may not be
Yes.
possible.
Yes, sir.
Possibly this feature, I don't know whether it is available in BookMyShow or not, that you can cancel at any point of time and find a fresh 8 seats. If found, then the new numbers are allocated. Only the add-on extra amount to be given. I don't know. But in an
So the
array,
is correct.
huh?
This happens with BookMyShow.
Happens. Okay, then no problem. But in an array, this is not possible because the memory is static, fixed. Once allocated, it is fixed. The first address is returned to array name. ARR stores the first address, base address, beginning address. It cannot be changed. It is in possession till the program is running. Till then, it will not be out of lost managed. Another example. Assume you have booked 4 seats. 2 of them are saying extremely at the right time. Show starts at 3 p.m. They said that no, we are not, just before 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we find that they are not coming. Movie started, they are not coming. Now, where are you? Oh, we got some emergency task. Okay. Officer called, boss called, we have to attend a meeting. We cannot join you. Sorry, please excuse us. Can this seat 4 or 5 be allocated to somebody else who has not got the ticket waiting outside the hall?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, it cannot be allocated. That seat is not allocated to anybody. No one is watching the movie. Seat is blank. Strategy is available, but it cannot be allocated to somebody. When it is requested, it is still in your possession. So this is a disadvantage of a static or fixed memory allocation. What is the problem? There are 2 problems of the fixed memory allocation. If not properly utilized, then memory wastage. If required more, you cannot give a guarantee that contiguously it will be available. So management of a memory in a fixed or static memory kind of thing is a challenge, is a bottleneck, is a problem. Do you understand this is a real-time problem or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this static or fixed memory allocation problem is resolved in dynamic memory allocation. Okay. So these are the 2 chapters, structure and dynamic memory allocation. Will you ever find a book where structure and dynamic memory allocation is written before array?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Normally not, you will not find. No? You should understand dynamic memory allocation using pointer. You can write somewhere, but at least it should be after array so that one can easily understand that what is the requirement of fixed memory allocation, why, to which kind of a problem it is generated, and I'll go for a solution. This is required for your data structure because you'll be creating as per your requirement number of nodes. Dynamic memory allocation, these 2 when will be combined, you will get DSA application. DSA application in linked list, where you have left programming in C previous semester, structure and dynamic memory allocation. Combining these two, including in a user defined function, you will write a code in data structure. Possibly you have got an idea that what you want to go, where you want to do, which kind of application in DSA. Anyway, we'll go to C++, not DSA. Okay, we'll go to C++. That array we studied. Some codes you write, definitely, we verify. Now I'm quickly explaining about the concept of a structure. Okay, structure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How to create a structure? Keyword.
Name, then parenthesis, name of the data type and the like variable, so on. For the, like again, it will be closed to 3 variables and then the semicolon or the variable name is mentioned.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Now structure. Why we studied structure? Because it is, what is a structure? Array is a data type. Then what is the structure? Data type? Data type or not?
Yes, the user defined data.
So putting it like in an organized form, the data type to put like everything in an organized form.
User defined or
Yes, sir.
system defined?
User defined.
User defined.
Which kind of elements?
Heterogeneous.
The heterogeneous elements.
Okay. Again, it's under one common variable name, common type, student type. Is there any rule that the role will be the first member, name will be the second member? Is there
No
any
rule,
rule?
sir.
No,
sir.
So defined by who? Who will define that? User. User. So what are these called? What are these called? Members. Members of a structure. These are the data members of the structure. Normally you studied that this is a member of a structure. In C++, we say these are the data members of the structure. So far, the structure variable is not created. It is not created. Now we will be creating structure variable. So far, memory is not occupied because it is not defined. As it is not defined, it has not consumed any memory. Okay. Let's create a structure variable. Okay, the moment I create a structure variable, assume here S1, you can create it some other place also. When it is declared, at the time of declaration, in a global scope, local scope, you can still create a variable of the structure. The moment you wrote S1, okay, आपने लिखा S1, it will try to occupy memory. Okay, so with respect to this, S1 memory will be allocated. To who? By following the order, role, then it will follow the name, then it will follow the mark, then it will follow AVG. This is definitely contiguous. Role, name, mark, AVG is in a contiguous way. Okay, after role, then name, then mark, then AVG. S1 is the structure variable. What we called? This is the variable. Okay, structure variable. Now, how to access? There are two operators. Two operators to access the member of structure. First one is what? Dot. Second one is what? Arrow. This is, you possibly have used first one, dot operator. Possibly, I think you have used in programming in C.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the leftover array, arrow, whether you have used arrow operator or not used.
Yes, sir. Used.
Pointers in point.
Yes, sir, in pointers.
If you'll be creating a pointer, who will be pointing the structure? Member, structure, variable, you have to create a pointer. Pointer will point to variable. Through P, if you want to access, you have to use arrow operator. And आप लोग सवाल पूछेंगे, मेरा तो सीधा सीधा हो रहा था structure variable, तो why shall I create? Again, why shall I create a pointer? Pointer point to variable. ये जबरदस्ती क्यों ऐसा समझेंगे आप लोग? When you will read to DSA, you will get to know what is the requirement. Anyway, how can I store a value to roll? I can write s1 dot roll equals to 1. I'll get to store 1. You want to store name to it. You can write strcpy s1 dot name, comma, you will store, you will write that yes, Abhas. Who is that? Abhas. Are Abhas present हो class में?
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
AB has. क्या pronounce करते हो? AB has और Abhas?
Abhas, Abhas.
ओ Abhas. आजकल क्या है कि ये हैशटैग जब से आ गया आपका नाम AB has की तरह दिख रहा है. ओके ठीक. Don't mind. ABHAS. Okay, Abhas. Abhas roll number is what? 872.
Yes, sir. Excellent.
I will write 872. Roll number 872. Mark S1 dot mark equals to 90. Whoso 90. S1 dot if is equals to 90.5F.
S1 ने डॉट नेम से पहले आपने ब्रैकेट के बाहर क्या लिखा है?
Abhas. S1 dot name
strcpy. strcpy.
string copy. strcpy. Now you can store the name, you can print it. Okay. Dot operator to select the members of the structure. Please rejoin if this meeting ends. You please rejoin. Okay. Do you need any break? 2 minutes. ये break आपको नहीं ना? First class after so long break.
No, sir.
Please
sir.
rejoin. Please rejoin. Whatever we have taken, S1, roll, name, okay, then mark, then ABG. Now you answer me whether name is also an array or not in our example.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where we have stored Abhas. Array of how many bytes? 10 bytes. 10
So
bytes.
10.
bytes. So array, we have taken an array as a member of a structure. Now this line is right or not? Array as a member of a structure.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, instead of a mark, can I add 3 marks of a student? Instead of 1 mark, I will store 3 or 4 marks of a student. Okay, so जहाँ पे structure हमने लिया था, we had written int mark. Can I write int mark of 3? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If I can
Yes,
write
Yes, sir.
character name of 10 and this is my result, so what will be result of int mark of 3?
We will get an array of 3 bytes.
Sir, no, 4, 3, 12 bytes, na?
Yes, but this will be mark of 0, mark of 1, mark of 2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if I want to add first mark as a 90, next mark as a 95, and this mark as 88, what is my code to write 88? S of what? S1,
M2.
S1 dot
M2.
M0.
M2,
M2.
88. Okay. M1 equals to 95. M of 0 equals to 90. Yes, understood or
Yes, sir.
not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is the approach when you have created a heterogeneous data type where you have stored the members where array is a member of a structure. Array is a member of structure. That way you have solved. This is about one student's data. Assume the student name is Abbas, who has scored 3 subject marks. Compute the average, store it in average. Now you can write a piece of code for that. Okay, so how you will be achieving that? Now you know this. Now after this point, if I will say that, just a minute, array of a structure.
So you are mute.
Structure student, something we had written. Now there is a requirement that you take the data of instead of 2 students, instead of 1 student, you take the data for 2 students. I can write S1, comma S2, 3 student, 4 student, n number of students. Is there a solution? What is the data type of S1? What is the data type of S1? Question.
Structure.
Structure. What is that structure? Which structure?
The student structure.
Student. S2.
Student structure.
S3. Yes. Structure student. Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
at this point of time, whether all the data type of S1, S2, and S3 are same or different?
Maybe same.
Same.
Right now, in this example, same.
Depends, sir. Same.
What?
For now, it's
Right.
same.
Now it's same. Can I take the help of what? Array? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
is array of structures. Array of a structure. Okay. So how memory will be allocated? Memory will be allocated for how many structures?
3.
The first name is what?
S1,
S0.
S0.
Next.
S1,
S2.
S2.
Understood or any problem?
Yes, sir. Understood.
So inside this, there will be role, there will be name, there will be mark of 0, mark of 1, mark of 2, AVG. Similarly here, similarly here. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Or any-
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Considering the previous example, okay. So this is my array of 3 marks, and this is my array of name of 10 segments. The same structure is repeated here, here, and here. Is there any doubt on this diagrammatic memory representation? What must be happening in the memory? Whenever you have written one line and this line, compile the code. Wow, compiler is doing. Memory, what is happening? This must be very clearly visible to your eyes, to your mind. You must be able to analyze and quantify, justify. If you have really understood, now answer me. I want to add this second mark of the second student as 90. What is my code?
So S1 dot then M1 equals to the value.
Right? Is it difficult? Very easy. Someone, if has not understood, please raise your issue. If you have not understood how to access these locations. Okay, this is array. We are still reading an array. Though we are reading structure, in the structure we are reading an array of structures. Okay, S1, S2, S3. If you have taken S1, S2, S3, separate memory location for S1, for S2, for S3, somewhere else name, role, average, mark, whatever they are being asked. Similarly, you can access. How to access this property? Third student property. variable name is s of 2 dot
S2.
s2, whatever you want to access a role, write role, name, write name, mark m0, m1, m2 and avg. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is the accessibility mechanism of a structure. And another major benefit which normally we don't refer and get in a book. Why structure? What is your answer if someone will ask you why structure? What will you answer? What will you answer? आप structure पे गए ही क्यों पढ़ने के लिए? Why you studied structure? What will you answer? बताइए summary of today's discussion.
So it was a heterogeneous element. So we can use many many data at a single point of
Different types of
place.
data.
Yes, sir, you can show
Heterogeneous element
elements
under
of
the same
different data types.
Very good. Different data types. Any other answer have you ever referred? The memory, is there any compromise in memory? RA में ज्यादा मेमोरी ले रहा था, स्ट्रक्चर में कम मेमोरी, ऐसा कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट है क्या? Is there any? No, ना?
sir.
No, sir.
There is a natural binding among the structure elements. If I alter s of 0 to s of 1, if average of s of 0, assume average of Akash is my first student, Vikas is my second student, and average mark of Akash is 80, average mark of Vikas is 85, I want to alter this. I want to have a descending order sorting. Descending order sorting. जिसका average mark ज्यादा, highest average mark will come to the first. Will I only change average mark or I will change entire detail?
Only average, sir.
Then result will be the result आएगा Akash is 485.
So we'll sort by average and then club all the data.
All the data, then whenever you change, if s of 0 dot avg is less than s of 1 dot avg, understood? Repeating, s of 0 dot avg is less than s of 1 dot avg, then alter s of 0 and s of 1. S of 0 or s of 1 को अगर आप alter करेंगे, okay? If you alter this s of 0 and s of 1 completely, then what will happen? Complete, full detail, पूरा का पूरा detail s of 0, s of 1, they all will be swapped or not to this position completely? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Because s of 0 is a data type which is combining all the elements under one common variable. All the elements are there together binded under one common variable name. It is a family. When your parents are having a transfer duty, possibly I don't know, some of you might have faced when your father or mother working in a place and they say that now my job is changed, I have to change. Even if there is no job change, you want to change a house. You are assume if you are staying in a rented house or a house, in your own house, you go for a new house. Your belongings, your family members, all are shifted with you. There is a natural binding among the elements of the structure. Everything is shifted. It's a one data type. Can question यहीं पे interviewer पूछेगा आपको. Interviewer पूछेगा आपको. Interview में last thing to discuss. Meanwhile, you can enter only your roll number, please. Please enter your roll number only, so that I can save it. Okay. अरे रोल नंबर एंट्री कर रहे हैं कि नहीं आप लोग? हो रहा है एंट्री? Are you entering? Yes, please enter only roll number 1, 2, 3. Roll, AVG mark. Okay. Then section. Then name. Then whatever. Okay. Average mark of 80. Then a name. Okay. Akash, Vikas, Prakash. 80, 85, 90. Now you can write a piece of code that if 80 and 85 these are greater, then also swap 1 and 2, also swap section 1 and 2, also swap name of 0 and name of 1. How many times you write a code? Very difficult. And then do you understand the approach or not?
Yes.
I can take separate integer array for roll number, float array for average, character array for section, string array for name. If I find on average it has to be sorted, I will find that if average of 0 and average of 1 are to be swapped, accordingly roll of 0, roll of 1, section of 0, section of 1, name of 0, name of 1, and so many details. Very difficult. Little lot of complexity. This is solved in structure if all will be under one common type, one data type. structure. Yes. Okay, one data type. So this is the benefit and power of reading structure. That's why we are reading structure. Do you understand some way? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what we studied today about array, definition of an array, what is an array, data type used to store element of similar type, accessibility become easier, direct access manipulation became easier. But equivalently, we observed two major problems. One is fixed memory allocation. Fixed memory allocation problem is what? If required to enhance, we cannot give guarantee that contiguously it will be arranged. If required to release, deallocate, we cannot deallocate fixed memory, which is a problem in an array. So we switched to dynamic memory allocation chapter. In order to store heterogeneous element, we switched to structure. Structure, members are selected using dot operator and arrow operator. And in order to access a structure can have array as a member, and array of structure can also be arranged. And how to access them? There is a natural binding among the structure elements so that they are treated as one heterogeneous elements, but one family, one type, one common type. That's the power. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class tomorrow and we'll study about other concepts accordingly. Hope you have understood. Please answer me. Today I have taken my first class honestly. Actually, if you're feeling any complexity, I'm becoming faster, then you please raise the issue. If I'm not able to explain properly or any kind of complexity you feel, you please let me know so that we'll try to rectify. I will try to rectify. Please. Or else you can leave, get fresh for 2 minutes break, join to the lab. Thank you. Or if you want to ask, suggest me anything, you can switch on your camera and talk to me. Any suggestions? Or else you can leave the class. Class is over. Anything?
No, sir, no suggestions. You are very good, sir.
No. Please don't say that. If your suggestions are always accepted, you should suggest if phonetics, language, sequence, command, if it is different, not understood. Or sometimes while teaching in curiosity, anxiety, I become a little bit faster. If it is a problem, then you can say.
No, sir, no problem.
Okay, sir. It is okay.
Sir, it is absolutely.
Thank you. Have a good day. Good evening to all of you.
sir.
Have a
Thank
great
you,
evening.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Those have solved the code yesterday, don't sleep idle. Even if you one program, solve it. Even if it is a news, read it. Stay active, stay updated, stay smart. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.